The moment that sent shockwaves through royal circles worldwide happened in broad daylight, captured by photographers who couldn't believe what they were witnessing through their lenses. King Frederik of Denmark, the sovereign of one of Europe's oldest monarchies, was caught in a moment so beautifully human, so genuinely romantic, that it reminded the entire world why love stories involving royalty continued to captivate millions across the globe. Picture this scene if you will. A formal royal engagement, cameras flashing, protocol demanding perfect posture and measured smiles, yet amidst all the pomp and circumstance, there was King Frederik, completely and utterly mesmerized by his wife, Queen Mary. His gaze lingered on her with such intensity, such obvious adoration, that even the most seasoned royal photographers found themselves capturing something far more precious than any staged portrait could ever convey. This wasn't just a fleeting glance between spouses during a busy royal schedule. This was a man, who happens to wear a crown, looking at the woman he loves as if she were the only person in the room, the only person in the world. The raw emotion captured in those photographs tells a story that transcends royal titles and ancient protocols, reminding us all that beneath the ceremonial robes and centuries-old traditions beats the heart of a man deeply in love with his wife. The Danish royal house has always been known for their more relaxed approach to royal life compared to their British counterparts, but even by Danish standards, this public display of affection was remarkably intimate. Royal experts who have spent decades analyzing the body language of monarchs and their families immediately recognized something extraordinary in these images. This wasn't performative romance for the cameras, this was authentic, unguarded emotion caught in its purest form. To understand the significance of this moment, we need to journey back to where it all began for Frederik and Mary. Their love story reads like a modern fairy tale, but one grounded in genuine connection rather than arranged marriages or political alliances that characterized royal unions of the past. When Frederik first encountered Mary Donaldson in a Sydney pub during the 2000 Olympics, neither could have predicted that this chance meeting would eventually lead to one of the most beloved royal marriages of the 21st century. Mary Elizabeth Donaldson was working in advertising in Sydney, living an ordinary life by most standards, completely unaware that the charming stranger she met that evening was actually the Crown Prince of Denmark. Frederik, traveling incognito, was immediately drawn to her intelligence, warmth, and genuine personality. What began as casual conversation in a noisy pub evolved into one of the most enduring royal love stories of our time. Their courtship played out across continents, with Frederik making numerous trips to Australia and Mary eventually relocating to Denmark to be closer to him. The relationship wasn't without its challenges. Mary had to learn Danish, navigate the complexities of royal protocol, and essentially reinvent her entire life to fit into a world she never imagined she would inhabit. Yet through it all, their connection only grew stronger. When Frederik proposed in 2003, it marked the beginning of Mary's transformation from Australian commoner to future Queen of Denmark. Their wedding in 2004 was watched by millions worldwide, but what captured hearts wasn't the grandeur of Copenhagen Cathedral or Mary's stunning gown, it was the obvious love and joy radiating from both bride and groom. Even then, observers noted how Frederik looked at Mary with such obvious adoration that it was impossible to doubt the authenticity of their feelings. 20 years later, that same look of love and admiration has not diminished. If anything, it has deepened and matured into something even more beautiful. The recent photographs that have gone viral across social media platforms show a man who has spent 2 decades with the woman he loves and still finds her absolutely captivating. In an era where royal marriages are scrutinized for signs of strain or dissatisfaction, Frederik and Mary's relationship stands as a beacon of hope for anyone who believes in lasting love. Royal body language experts have had a field day analyzing these images, pointing out subtle details that reveal the depth of Frederik and Mary's connection. The way he positions his body toward her, even when they're both supposed to be facing forward for official photographs, suggests an unconscious magnetic pull toward his wife. His expression, caught between formal royal composure and barely contained affection, shows a man struggling to maintain protocol while his heart pulls him toward open display of his feelings. Mary's response to her husband's attention is equally telling. Rather than appearing uncomfortable with his obvious admiration, she seems to glow under his gaze. There's a subtle smile playing at the corners of her mouth, a relaxation in her posture that suggests she's completely at ease with being the object of his affection, even in such a public setting. This mutual comfort with their love being visible, even when they're in the public eye, speaks to a relationship built on genuine intimacy and trust. The timing of these photographs adds another layer of significance to their impact. As King Frederik and Queen Mary navigate their first year as Denmark's reigning monarchs, following Queen Margrethe's surprise abdication, they're facing unprecedented scrutiny and responsibility. The weight of the crown is literally and figuratively heavy, yet in these moments captured by photographers, we see a couple who draw strength from each other rather than being overwhelmed by their duties. Frederik's ascension to the throne in January 2024 marked a new chapter not just for the Danish monarchy, but for his relationship with Mary. No longer the crown prince and crown princess, they now bear the full weight of royal responsibility as king and queen. Yet rather than creating distance between them, this new role seems to have brought them even closer together. The way Frederik looks at Mary in these recent photographs suggests he sees her not just as his wife, but as his partner in every sense of the word, his company ruler and the person who makes the burden of kingship bearable. The public reaction to these photographs has been overwhelmingly positive, with social media users from around the world sharing the images with comments about relationship goals and true love. In an era often characterized by cynicism about marriage and lasting relationships, Frederik and Mary's obvious devotion to each other offers hope and inspiration to millions of people who follow their story. Danish citizens have always held their royal family in high regard, but these images have elevated Frederik and Mary to an almost mythical status in the public imagination. Comments from Danish social media users reveal a deep pride in having monarchs who so obviously love and support each other. There's a sense that their genuine affection for each other reflects well on Denmark as a whole, presenting the country as a place where authentic love and partnership are valued even at the highest levels of society. International royal watchers have been equally impressed, with many pointing out the contrast between Frederik and Mary's obvious happiness and the more reserved public personas of other European royal couples. While there's nothing wrong with maintaining dignity and protocol, there's something refreshing about seeing monarchs who aren't afraid to let their genuine feelings show, even when cameras are rolling and the world is watching. The photographs have also sparked discussions about the evolution of royal behavior in the modern era. Traditional royal protocol demanded emotional restraint in public, with personal feelings kept strictly private. However, younger generations of royals, including Frederik and Mary, have gradually moved toward a more authentic public presence that allows glimpses of their real personalities and relationships. This shift reflects broader changes in how public figures relate to their audiences in the age of social media and constant connectivity. Professional photographers who cover royal events regularly have noted that capturing genuine emotion from royal subjects is one of the most challenging aspects of their work. Royal family members are trained from an early age to maintain composure and control their expressions, making authentic moments like these incredibly rare and valuable. The fact that Frederik was so absorbed in his admiration for Mary that he forgot about maintaining his usual royal reserve speaks to the power of their connection. The technical aspects of the photography also contribute to the impact of these images. The photographers managed to capture Frederik's expression at the exact moment when his guard was completely down, when he was looking at Mary with such unfiltered love that his feelings were written clearly across his face. The lighting, composition, and timing all combined to create images that will likely become iconic representations of royal romance in the 21st century. Fashion experts have noted that Mary looked particularly radiant in the outfit she was wearing during this photographed moment, suggesting that Frederik's obvious appreciation might have been influenced not just by his love for his wife, but by how stunning she looked that day. However, those who know the couple well insist that Frederik looks at Mary with this same intensity regardless of what she's wearing or where they are, suggesting that his admiration is based on something much deeper than surface appearance. The economic impact of royal romance should not be underestimated either. When images of happy royal couples circulate widely, they tend to boost tourism to their countries and increase interest in royal-related merchandise and media coverage. Denmark's tourism board has already seen increased international interest following the circulation of these romantic photographs, with travel agents reporting more inquiries about visits to Copenhagen and other Danish royal sites. Royal historians have placed these photographs within the broader context of Danish royal history, noting that the Danish monarchy has long been characterized by love matches rather than purely political alliances. Frederik's parents, Queen Margrethe and Prince Henrik, also had a romantic relationship that lasted throughout their marriage, suggesting that Frederik may have learned about the importance of maintaining romantic connection from observing his parents. The timing of these photographs, coming during a period when many institutions are facing questions about their relevance in the modern world, couldn't be better for the Danish monarchy. Seeing their king and queen so obviously happy together and deeply connected provides a positive image that helps justify the continuation of monarchical institutions in democratic societies. When royal couples appear unhappy or disconnected, It raises questions about why society should support such institutions, but Frederik and Mary's obvious love story provides a compelling answer. Child psychologists have noted that the 4 children Frederik and Mary share will benefit enormously from seeing their parents maintain such a strong romantic connection. Royal children often struggle with the pressures of their unusual upbringing, but having parents who clearly love and support each other provides a stable foundation that can help them navigate the unique challenges they face. The global media coverage of these photographs has been extensive, with news outlets from every continent running stories about the romantic moment. This international attention has elevated Denmark's profile on the world stage and reinforced the country's image as a progressive, modern nation that values authentic relationships and emotional openness. Social media influencers and relationship coaches have used the photographs as examples of what healthy long-term relationships look like, pointing out that the way Frederik looks at Mary after 20 years of marriage is exactly what couples should strive for. The images have been shared millions of times across various platforms, often accompanied by commentary about the importance of maintaining romance and appreciation in long-term partnerships. The fashion industry has also taken notice, with several designers commenting on how Mary's style choices seem to inspire Frederik's obvious admiration. While this might seem superficial, it actually points to something deeper about their relationship, the way they continue to make effort for each other even after 2 decades together. Mary's attention to her appearance and Frederik's obvious appreciation of her efforts suggest a couple that hasn't taken each other for granted. Photography students and professionals have analyzed these images extensively, using them as examples of how to capture authentic emotion and the importance of being ready for unexpected moments. The photographers who captured these images have noted that they were simply doing their job of documenting a royal event, but ended up creating something much more significant, a visual record of enduring love that will likely be studied and admired for generations to come. The impact of these photographs extends beyond mere entertainment or gossip. They represent something precious in our modern world, proof that true love can endure even under the most intense scrutiny and pressure. In an era when celebrity relationships seem to crumble as quickly as they form, Frederik and Mary's obvious devotion offers hope and inspiration to anyone who believes in the possibility of lasting love. As we witness King Frederik's inability to take his eyes off Queen Mary, we're not just observing a sweet moment between spouses. We're seeing evidence of a love that has not only survived but thrived under the most challenging circumstances imaginable. From a chance meeting in a Sydney pub to ruling a kingdom together, their journey has been extraordinary, yet at its heart remains something beautifully ordinary, 2 people who love each other deeply and aren't afraid to show it. The photographs that captured this romantic moment will undoubtedly become part of royal history, filed alongside other iconic images that define how we remember particular eras in relationships. But more than that, they serve as a reminder that beneath all the crowns and ceremony, the protocols and responsibilities, beat the hearts of 2 people who found each other against all odds and continued to choose love every single day. If you enjoyed diving deep into this royal romance that's captured hearts worldwide, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss our latest royal coverage. Drop a like if you believe in true love like Frederik and Mary's, share this video with anyone who needs some relationship inspiration, and let us know in the comments below what you think makes their love so special after all these years. What other royal couples do you think have this same kind of magical connection that stands the test of time?